Hey, what's up you guys, it's Caboose XP. I'll bring you another Injustice 2 video, and today what I got for you guys is my speculation and my idea and theory that Spawn will be DLC in Injustice 2, no ifs, ands, or buts in Fighter Pack 3. Now, before we get into all that, I just wanted to ask you guys if you could leave a like rating on this video, as it shows your support, and I would really appreciate it. So if you could leave a like, that would be awesome. And with that said, well, let's just jump into this. So, just yesterday, Fighter Pack 2 was revealed, and the three characters joining Injustice 2's DLC roster with Fighter Pack 3 is Hellboy, Raiden, and Black Manta. And ever since everyone saw that Hellboy was joining the roster, for whatever reason, we all kind of got this idea that that has now immediately killed the chances of Hellboy or Spawn being a DLC character in Injustice 2. And I am here to completely debunk that. Now, I talked about this in my Injustice 2 online series episode yesterday, but I'm now going to provide you guys some full-on evidence and give you guys a lot of examples here as to why I think, without a shadow of a doubt, Fighter Pack 3 is going to feature Spawn as one of the DLC characters. Now, to do all this, we need to go all the way back in time, back to November of 2016. This is basically where all this began, and to be quite honest, I am so unsure why nobody is going back to this, although some of you have been tweeting me this, but I don't know why not a lot of people are noticing, like, hey, Ed Boon pretty much planted the seed way back in November, and we are all not noticing it. So, let's go back to November of 2016. Ed Boon was doing some tweeting, he was doing his textbook trolling like he usually does, and at the time had tweeted out asking people what MK guest characters they'd like to see in Injustice 2. Of course, Sub-Zero, Raiden, and all those characters were on that list. Sub-Zero ended up winning the poll and ended up being the first guest character joining Injustice 2 with Fighter Pack 1, and then now we have Raiden with Fighter Pack 2. However, he followed that up with another poll, and he asked people what non-MK guest characters they want for Injustice 2, with the list being Spawn, Hellboy, Terminator, and Buffy. And with nearly 30,000 votes, Spawn won the poll with 45%. And then in second place was Hellboy with 21%. He then follows up this tweet in saying, "So, a lot of people like Spawn then," with an image of Spawn, and then follows it up again saying, "This guy, hashtag Injustice 2. All this happening on November 17th in 2016, all pretty much right around the same time he was tweeting this one by one by one. So, the following day, somebody tweets Ed Boon in response to all these Spawn tweets that he was sending out about people wanting Spawn in the game, and they said, "No, we wanted Hellboy, wrong character." And Ed Boon responds with, "What about both?" So as you can see, let's start putting two and two together. Alright, Ed Boon makes a poll and he asks people what guest characters do they want in Injustice 2. Non-MK guest characters do they want in Injustice 2. Spawn wins the poll with 45%. Hellboy comes in second with 21%. The following day, somebody mentions, after Ed Boon has done all this teasing for Spawn, and says, "We want Hellboy, not Spawn." And Ed Boon responds saying, "Well, why not have both?" Now, we have Hellboy revealed. He is going to be in Injustice 2 through Fighter Pack 2. Fighter Pack 3 is going to be announced later this year. I think you know where I'm going with this. I am almost 99.9% for sure that Spawn will be the guest character in Fighter Pack 3. I almost think it is all but confirmed at this point. Or let me put it this way, don't take into consideration any of the tweets that I just showed you. Pretend that you didn't see any of that evidence. Let's just think of it this way. Spawn is pretty much the most highly requested guest character to show up in Injustice 2, even since Injustice Gods Among Us, even all the way through the MKX run. People wanted him in that game as well. So he has been a really highly requested character to show up in NetherRealm games since Injustice Gods Among Us. So you take that into consideration, and now seeing Hellboy being in Injustice 2, it pretty much increases the chances of Spawn showing up in Fighter Pack 3, because Hellboy wasn't nearly requested as much as Spawn was. So if Hellboy can make it in, well, I think the chances for Spawn are pretty damn high. But at the end of the day, I did say this, 99.9% sure. That still leaves room for that 0.1%, that little shred of a chance that maybe he doesn't show up as DLC in Injustice 2. But I know I've brought to you guys a lot of hard evidence here, so now I throw it to you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think that Spawn is going to be DLC in Injustice 2 via Fighter Pack 3? Do you think that that is the truth because of the evidence that I brought to you guys today? Or do you think maybe he won't be? I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. I'm Caboose XBL, and once again, if you can leave a like rating on this video, it shows your support, and I would really appreciate it. And you can click on screen and make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.